when you have a lot of information about a prospect, a client, a customer, it's easier to communicate with that customer and let them know how you can help them. Back in the day, guys, in reality, when we had corporations like Mad Men agencies that, I don't know if you guys have seen that show, but it's a show on Netflix that was very famous for a long time. It was a big agency. Only big agencies had access to software that we have access to today. If you go to business.facebook.com, then you can go to actual audiences, and in there you have access to a free tool called Audience Insight, Audience Insights, and you can start understanding all about your audience. Audience Insights is a free tool. Guys, check it out. If you compare this with the past times, okay, let me explain to you how unique the opportunity is today. Back in the 1940s, back in the 1960s, 1980s, even 1990s, corporations, businesses, all they wanted to do was capture as much information as possible from the audience. They wanted to understand their potential prospect as much as possible. Do they like golfing? Do they like playing tennis? Are they married? Do they have kids? Do they like to go on vacation? Do they use credit? What do they do with their lives? Let's talk about what movies they like, understanding the stores that they visit. Do they actually like Gucci, Rolex? Do they like to shop in Walmart? All this information. The more information an agency had, a business had about a potential customer, the higher the likelihood that that business could close them and make them a potential customer, make them a customer. It's quite obvious why, because when you have a lot of information about a prospect, a client, a customer, it's easier to communicate with that customer and let them know how you can help them. For example, these people, these businesses used to take their colleagues, their prospects out to an 18 golf round back in 1960. And in there, they would just build a relationship. What that allows us to do is to communicate to them directly towards something that they like. Let me give you an example. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you guys haven't seen that before, you can go through my Instagram feed, through my Facebook pages, all over the place, and I talk about it all the time, okay? This is something that it's been a passion of mine for a long time. So Facebook knows that I am a Cowboys fan. They know that I've been a Cowboys fan for a good 16, 18 years or so. Facebook has been around for 14, so they know for 14 years for sure I've been a Cowboys fan. If I am a marketer and I have a t-shirt company, or I am the Dallas Cowboy, or I am the actual, I develop cups, coffee cups, and things like that, that I can do like custom apparel or things like that, whatever it is, then I can use Facebook's information to communicate with that individual, with me, directly, talking about how, hey, it's awesome to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. Let me give you something here. That for me, guys, if somebody's selling me, for example, a microphone, a charger with the Dallas Cowboys brand, a phone case, a shirt, if they're selling me something with Dallas Cowboys branded on it, then I get to respond more. And that's basically what information can do for an individual. So understanding what your customers like is key to being able to expand your business and hit home to that particular customer and get them to respond. This is the single most important factor in Facebook advertising. People are generally quitting before they actually found their audience. So again, like the baseball player, in order to be successful with Facebook ads, you have to be willing to actually try finding your audience actively. There is a lot of tools that you can use that are going to help you find that audience. Audience Insights is one of them. Now, for example, if you are familiar with the Facebook advertising platform, with the Business Manager, when you select an objective, let's say, for example, that you want to run a traffic campaign to drive people to your website, well, you can select an option called Split Test. It's a little checkbox. You can select Split Test, and when you do that, you have an option to choose up to 5 different audiences that you want to test out. And what Facebook does is that they actually rotate all the different ads that you have going on, or one single ad, whatever it is that you set up as a creative, between all these different audiences, and they tell you who the winner is. And you can use that information to scale your business and scale your ads and build other campaigns with that particular winning ad set, audience. There's millions of different audiences that you can select along the way, but you have to understand who they are. Yes, what we have in front of us, guys, is a faucet of information, a faucet of customers that you can turn on and turn off at will. If you in your business are struggling to get more customers, if you're a realtor, if you're an Amazon seller, if you're an e-commerce seller, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you have an agency, if you're running marketing for other companies, whatever it is, if you have an insurance company, no matter what it is, if your business can handle more customers, you have to realize that those customers are using the Facebook platform every day. You just simply haven't done a good enough job at putting your message in front of them. You have to put your message in front of these people actively until you find the ones that are willing to engage back with you. And that is done through, number one, understanding the Facebook platform, which I teach a lot.